Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Tero, Product Director at Aetierasoft. In today's webinar, team is going to guide you to the world of Excel reports in custom tools. To ensure a seamless experience, I will be available to address any questions you may have. Feel free to utilize the chat box located in the GoToWebinar panel to share your queries or thoughts. Furthermore, I'd like to assure you that we have allocated time after this session to accommodate additional questions. This way, you can fully immerse yourself in the presentation and maximize your understanding of the subject. I'm expecting this webinar to last about 45 minutes. Thank you for joining us today, and I hope you find today's webinar both enjoyable and informative. Shortly, agenda before we jump into live demo. So first, Tim is going to present a standard custom tools Excel report and what you can do with the standard implementation. After that, Tim will show how you can configure and change the appearance of a resulting Excel report without any programming, just by modifying the Excel templates and modifying custom tools settings, as well using some Excel formulas. I think he is even going to utilize artificial intelligence. Then Tim will share some examples of more advanced reports that we have developed for our clients in the past to give some idea what you can do with Excel reports and how they can be utilized in everyday business. Then we wrap up the webinar by summarizing what we have learned today. But without further talks, let's have Tim.
Hi, it's Tim. I am going to show you how you can customize your Excel files. So this would be a default report, and we will customize this so you can get a report that looks like this one. Okay, so the first thing that I would like to do actually is to show you a small trick. Now you can go and customize your toolbar and go to shortcut bars. And then you can find the custom tools icon and drop that into the heads-up view. Now this is really nice because you then have your shortcut bar right in your drawing space. From here we can go and do the export. And this is just the basic export, so the one that I showed a few minutes ago. But if I run this export, you will see that it's quite dull and boring. It really doesn't have anything nice to it. It's just a plain and basic export, right? So that opened on a different screen. We have it here. And the idea now is to customize this to be a bit better. Now, if I go into the options of custom tools, you will notice that I have my export profile and then I have my basic export. One of the tricks that I see being used a lot is that you insert these blank fields where you want to add a value. For instance, we can insert a value before this preview, so create new and then do a value and just call this sequence or order. I don't know, something like that. And just leave it without any value. So now we can orient that before the preview and we should be good to go. All of these properties come from different areas of the file, so we can extract values and push those into the export. In this case, I have cutting length outer, inner, and then I want to calculate the total. We also have pier points and bends and so on. Now, if I just show the part file, then it's more easy. So in the cut list, for the cut list properties, a long time ago, Custom Tools introduced that we insert properties, and these are defined as these ones. SolidWorks also have now properties, and they have had these for a few years. So where you can use these, you should definitely use these because they are more robust than the ones we have, especially when it comes to multiple configurations and so on. But anyway, I am using the cutting length outer and inner cutouts and bends. So that is a bit of the background story that we have. Now, if I want to customize my export template, it's rather simple. I will just go into options. I can obviously also use the one that I just added. So in the options for the export profile and the basic export, I can go edit, and then here I can select to open more options, or the template settings as we call it. If I take a look, and I just pull this one in. If I take a look at what I want to do, I can see that I inserted 8 lines. So the header row number in this case would be 9, right? So we type in 9 here. And then we can actually download from profile. So now I'm going to download the template from profile. And it goes someplace. We don't really care where it goes. We can just browse to it afterwards. But for now, let's just keep it in this one. Call it demo and save that. And then we get a confirmation that it was downloaded successfully. Instead of browsing for this one, you can go to download from profile again. Right click and open. And then we should probably get rid of all of these, and we should cancel this download window. Just leave everything open if you are quick. If not, then just close everything and you should be fine as well. But in this one, the demo, we want to do some modification. So first of all, let's insert a bunch of lines above. So that would be 8 I want to insert. Just 2 more. Like that. And then we can insert a picture, for instance. So let's go insert picture, place overcell from device, and just use this custom tools. It's quite nice. Very good. And then let's make some work here. Let's do these 2. We can use these 2. And these 2 we can merge. Let's merge these 2 as well. Merge these 2 as well. So now what I'm doing is I'm just making room for all of the stuff that I want to put in here. Again, you can do it however you like. It's pretty much up to you how this should be looking. I'm just going to go for a similar as I had. So now that is good. This one, I think we want to go, I don't know, size 20 or something like that. Let's go for this one. 20. 20 and 20. Now in this one I want to insert a picture, so insert picture, and then I want to place it in the cell, so now it's fixed to the cell instead. Let's go for the part, do the same here, insert picture, place in cell, from device, use the assembly one, and then here we type in part count, and we type in assembly count, like that. And maybe we place these like that. Okay. Let's also paint this toolbar, and in fact I'm just going to, because I will be getting in and out of this so many times, so let me just make sure we always show the ribbon. It's more easy that way. So now we can paint this bar. Let's go for, yeah, that's a good color. Maybe we also want to freeze columns, so maybe I want to freeze in this column. Actually, let's make this one a bit smaller. So we can go into, actually on the view, so we can freeze. Let's unfreeze, and now with this one selected, above and to the left is going to be frozen. So now I can freeze these ones. Freeze. And that means when I scroll this one, it will, this column will stay, and also scrolling down will keep the header intact. So that is the basic of it. Now let's do some more work in this one. In this one, yeah, actually let me do it like it is. So no further changes at this point. Let's save this one. So now I can upload to profile. So this is going to be the demo, and this is why we don't really care. Yeah. Need to close the SolidWorks file. So let's upload again. Like that. And hit OK. So now I changed a few things in the profile, or the template, and I changed that. Now we start at the header row number 9. So if I just go and export now, export, using my basic export, we should have a different profile already. So on the right path for now. All right. Now I want to make the T column a bit bigger because I want to see the preview a bit larger than it is. But other than that, I think we are already getting somewhere, right? This one needs to calculate how many times we find SLD PRT, and this one should find how many times we have SLD ASM. And then I also want to calculate the cutting length total. So in this one, I would like to have equals that times this one, and this is not working because everything is in text. So there are a few things we still need to do. But keep in mind that we want to change the size of column T, and then let's do the rest of the work. So yeah, in fact, I would recommend that you kind of print this out. Take a screenshot because we want to know the column names and everything. You can also leave it open if you store the file with the timestamp in the file name, because then it will never get updated. Yeah. So let's do some work here. I will get back into my options, find the export profile, basic export, edit that one, and then download again. In fact, I do not need to download because I already have it, but I can do the upload and open. And then here I can define the math that is going on. And for this one, let's start by and I do have all of these defined already. So here I can insert a string that COUNTIF J10 to J, a large number, contains SLD part. So what this essentially is doing is it's going to count in column J if there is SLD PRT and then how many it found. So let's insert that. And as you can see, this is not working. So let's start by fixing the issue with that. For that, we start by selecting the entire sheet. Then we go and say, well, the entire sheet is defined as general. And then there are some columns where we have numbers. If I just bring in this one again. So we can see we have numbers in the M, NOP, maybe Q and R. So actually all of these one, MN, OP, Q, R, these are all numbers. And to fix that, we just select the two rows, the two first rows, MN, OP, Q, R, and then we define these ones, more number format, and then we say this is a number, and we can increase or decrease the decimal places. This is entirely up to you. The reason we need to do this is when we create the export, we actually delete everything underneath. So we keep the two first for reference, and whatever is going on underneath here, we don't really care about because that is deleted by the export script essentially. So this is all you need to know. If you want to have number format for anything, you need to define that for the first two columns, right? Now I can do it again. So copy, and then for this cell, I want to calculate. As before, I want to count if in the J column we meet SLD PRT. If we do, then we need to add up all of these as a count. So right now we don't have anything. I want to do the exact same for assemblies. So in this one, I will paste this text, COUNTIF J10 to a big number, has SLD ASM, then return a number. And we can actually test that right away. So SLD PRT, and we get 1, SLD ASM, and we get 1. So we can see that it's actually working quite well. Now I also want to do something else. I want to do like color coding, so we get a nicer looking Excel report. So let's start by making everything white, and then select this guy again and make sure that the background is oh, not that one. You should be white. You should be this gray tone color. That's good. Okay, so I want to do some conditional formatting. If we find a part, then please paint it with the face of this one, that color, and if you find an assembly, then paint it with that one. So this is a kind of the same colors as SolidWorks has, so let's use those again. And for doing that, we want to go to conditional format and create a new rule. And we use a formula to determine which cells to format. And again, I have everything defined here. So if I find assembly in J column, then I would like to paint it using the hex color, and I have this already available over here, so like that. Oh, that is actually not correct what I'm doing. I want to use the part color, sorry for that. Like this. So that is the part color, and I should probably also make sure that, oops, let's get back in here, manage rules, So this one should be part file. Okay. Now this is going to apply to columns, and this is a bit tricky, but it has to apply to columns J to R in my case, and then that's it. So now we have one defined. And again, if I want to test, so that was for the part, SLD PRT, then for some reason that just jumped to the next one. Why is that? Yeah, I don't know. I suspect it's going to work when we run it, I hope. Conditional format, let's go and manage rules. And then we can copy or duplicate this rule. And then in this case, it's going to be the assembly. So the assembly, the format for this color will be this one. Okay. And the range is going to be this one. Yeah. And I'm not sure, I think this is an Excel thing, because this one kind of breaks down. But now it looks correct. Okay. Yeah. SLD ASM. Yes, now it seems to be working. Good. Also, let me paint these ones just to do it. So for the fill of this color, for the part one, we can use this one, and for the assembly, we can use this one. And now everything is starting to look quite okay. Okay, let's save this one and close it, and then upload to the profile. We already was in the upload, so we now uploaded that one. Okay, okay, and let's export this guy again. Let's just run the export. Yeah, so this is looking quite all right already. I do want to change the T, so that is a slightly bigger thumbnail. So let's make sure we get that done. And also I don't want to see any 0 in my report, so we can fix that as well. And as you recall, I also want to calculate, so this one should be that multiplied by that. But that is not going to fly well. And then actually after this, we should multiply by that, I assume. I don't know. But we want to get the total cutting length, right? And for some reason this is not working quite well, but let's make sure we fix that, because we can actually do that already from the export and not do it in the Excel file. So there is a quite neat trick for that. Closing everything and getting back into this option. So export profile, basic export. In this one, upload to profile. So open this one. And let me make the T column slightly bigger. And you can obviously define exact size of this one. So column width, let's go for, I don't know, 18. That's probably okay. And to remove all of these zeros, you can go into the file, and in options, I think it's under the advanced, for the workbook that you have, for the sheet that you have open right now, you can go in and say, or remove, show a 0 in cell, and hit OK. And then save that again. So now we made these edits, and that should be it. Okay, let's upload this one again. And just press OK. No, I forgot. I want to do the calculation. And to be honest, this is not where I am very strong. So I have been utilizing ChatGPT. You can also use other AI engines for this, obviously. But it's a very good way of using AI because they are quite good at returning a true answer for what you need. Now, in this case, I want to calculate the cutting length that I have. So I was asking ChatGPT how I could do that. And I mean, I could do it easily from Excel, but I needed this to be a dynamic approach. So it would always just calculate which row we were in and so on. And the result for that is this one. So here we go if indirect j and row number, so we figure out which row we are currently at, contains cut list. Then we go indirect and calculate the n and the row number plus the o and the row number, and then we multiply that, and it should be the right result. Note that in here, although I'm currently in Denmark, then we actually use semicolon for splitting these. Let me see, where do we have one? Here. But when we are utilizing the API, it needs to be a comma. So just make sure that you don't make that mistake. This should actually do it. So let's see. We don't see anything now, but if you then double click the cutting length, you will see that we have a value that we insert. Let's see if this is going to work. Export. And now you can see the value that we insert. So this is the string that we want to use to calculate. We have a lot of zeros, so those are in fact in our export, but we should hide them in the Excel file. But let's see what we get. Okay. So now we have an export that actually calculates and it hides all of these zeros. There are no bins in anything, so everything is looking good. I kind of like this one already. So let's see if we can add something more and see that the bins and everything is working. So now I'm just going to unsuppress this guy and let's change the file we have here. Yeah. So let's make the punctured plate. So now we inserted a part file with bends and a lot of internal cutouts as well. Let me just save that one and then go for the export again. And now we can see that we have cutting length outer as well as inner, and we have pierce points defined as well. So now we can export it. Yeah, we actually also have bends here. So now everything seems to be working just fine. We can obviously add filtering for this, so we can go in and say filter. Now we have filter for all of these columns. Of course, there is a lot of things when you create these custom Excel sheets. You need to remember where everything was defined and how it's working. And you should also know that when it's not working and you send this in, most likely we cannot really help you because this is a bit outside of what we would normally do. But this is why we want to endorse you to use our development team, because we have some really good developers who can make all of your dreams come true when it comes to this Excel setting up your customized Excel reports. You can go quite far on your own, but if you want to have something really customized, you should definitely reach out and ask what is the cost of having that done. and make sure that you don't waste your own time on this one. So now I'm just going to jump into the ones that we have done and try and explain what we can do. Customizing your Excel reports is somewhat straightforward. You can use the help from AI, ChatGPT and so on. Make sure you ask the right questions and you get the right calculations for your Excel file. On the other hand, it is not trivial, because if an employee is going to leave a company and then he or she is the one who knows everything about how that template was defined, then you can get in some sorts of trouble because you do not know how to re-establish if anything breaks down. And this is where using our services comes in quite handy, because you can specify your project, the needs that you have, and we can then make a customized script for you, which is then going to be working for your needs. Now, in the next examples, I'm going to show what we have done for some customers. We have done a lot of different Excel files and projects for all kinds of crazy ideas, and it's very nice to do that. And you should just reach out and we can definitely help getting your reports the way that you want them. But I'm just going to go through a few of these really quick and let you be inspired by what others have done. So in this first case, this is actually a drawing export, not a drawing export, but a checklist, I would say, where we can detect if a drawing exists. So the requirement here is that we find a part file, or an assembly file for that matter, and we check if there is a drawing existing for it. So we can see that these ones have drawings and this one does not. Now, there was a requirement that if the type was make, then it should highlight, because we need to make a drawing then. But if the type was by, we do not need a drawing. So in this case, we can see that there are 2 drawings missing from this package. We even went further in this case and made so you can open PDF files and preview what is the content of the PDF file. So it's a rather nice export, to be honest. Very simple, it serves a purpose, and it was coded by our developers. In this report, the requirement was quite simple, that we wanted to make sure that we define one sheet where we have everything, so it's just a bill of material. But then for processing and ordering, it was a requirement from the customer that we created sheets with plastic, metal, hardware, wheels and assembly. So we have these down here. Now, based on the category, that would then belong to that sheet. So we can see that we have everything contained in this assembly. And then for plastic parts, we have these ones, metal parts, hardware, wheels and assemblies. So everything was defined based on filtering and copying over content to different sheets. It serves the purpose very well, and it's a quite useful export as well. This is one of the first ones that we ever did, I think. I recall this template for a very long time, or this report for a very long time. We export, and then during the export we check the ordering status. So some files will take longer to process. For instance, if you have a part file that needs to be hardened material and get back to your manufacturing site and have some other work done to it, a part file like that could easily have a process time of 3-5 weeks, whereas something more basic can be done almost from hour to hour. So for this one, it was an essential thing that we knew the time taking for getting a component ready for the assembly. And this is why we have, if something was ordered and not delivered, ordered and delivered, and assembly not ordered. So we can clearly see the status of where everything is. So this is an export done from SolidWorks side, where we also query the ERP system, so we know what the status of everything is, and then we can make good decisions based on what we see. Again, a very customized template where we have red for assemblies, we have blue for part files, and we have green for Weldment cut list items, and then a lot of information, who is the supplier and what is going on. For this customer, it was important that we had the I'm not even sure what to call that, but the tree that you have, the feature manager, so we know what level everything sits on. So this is a numbering scheme where you can clearly see what level everything belongs to. Again, a bit of a customized project where we get in drawing numbers and we also get the description and everything. And then based on that, we start creating what are the profiles needed to create this structure, what are form tools, and so on. So again, based on the type of file, we are creating individual sheets. So it's more easy for the manufacturing or the ordering or anyone else downstream to start making decisions and use this as a list, so they know exactly what is going to happen. But for this one, there is a lot of information, again, spread across different sheets, and we even have a paint specification for this one. So if there was any paint job that was required, then we could see the specification sheet for the painters as well. So a lot of information and very, very customized for this one customer, but we can do pretty much anything that is required for your business as well. This one is a rather complex sheet as well, where we get the bill of material first of all, and we have categorized everything, and we don't really get anything else. Some of these fields are then linked to other processes, and I will cover these in just a few seconds. But we can see again that we get the item numbers list, and we have a lot of information in a sheet like this one. A bit of calculations are going on, and we even see if there are purchase orders defined for it and other information required. But the really cool thing is that we then combine all of these into different purchasing lines, and then from the CAD engineer, when you create this Excel file, you can send that to our SAP department, and then they can process and get data from SAP for all of these. So we get these items, we get the cost of what they are, and then we can send the data back to the project sheet, so we can have a calculation for everything in here and see if we are on target or not. And with that, I think that was everything that I wanted to share with you today. So I will pass it back to Tero, and we can take care of your questions. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Tim. Before summarizing what we just saw and how you can utilize Excel reports, I want to quickly launch a quick poll, like how you are nowadays utilizing Excel report, or how you would like to utilize them. So if you wish, just quickly reply, and I will shortly then share the results. So let's wait for a few seconds. We are still getting some responses. Okay, I think we are good. So I will close the poll, and we can quickly see the results. So 40 or almost half are manually or semi-manually generating Excel reports nowadays, and as large portion are using custom tools to automatically create reports, and every 10th or so are not utilizing them but are interested in. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so before going to the questions, I can see that we have got already something. Quickly summarize today's topic. So with built-in reporting, what is in custom tools, you may generate various reports. There is some default report available already in every custom tools professional package, which you can customize by using techniques that Team just showed to us, or with custom tools scripting API that is also publicly available. For instance, in help.customtools.info, it's possible to develop diverse Excel reports for different purposes, as we just saw. Also, we are quite often helping our clients with the different reporting needs. So if you are interested in, you can contact your custom tools reseller or our sales team at sales@customtools.info. What was not mentioned during the presentation is that you may also generate these Excel reports in SolidWorks PDM context if you are using the professional edition, and it can be done either on demand from the Vault View menu, or you can also configure that to happen automatically during the workflow state transition. Okay, I think we are done for today, so I just want to use an opportunity to advertise our next webinar that is going to be on March 14th at the same time than today, 10 a.m. Central European time, and that will be then about streamlining design file management. So we will discuss, for instance, project management capabilities and automatic file naming in custom tools. So hope to see you again in upcoming event. Mark it already in your calendars not to miss it, and we will for sure send also invitation before the event. So once again, thank you for your participation and contributions, and have a nice rest of the day, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Bye-bye.
We are in the life-saving business. We kill your routines before they kill you.